All right.
So how am I doing?
Yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, just still riding the wave from last time we met. It's been yeah, just pretty powerful, and I think out of all this so far, the fear of death has really loosened a lot.
Yeah.
The most ever. Honestly, I don't know what happened, and I don't know, but I'm just grateful to just feel like this burden that's been like knocking on my door ever since I've been 5 years old, you know, in this
Yeah.
lifetime, that I did something wrong and the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like I don't need to do that anymore, you know.
And I've thought a lot about what happened with you at 5 with your sister. And at 5, you had no way to have any kind of sex drive yourself. So your sister brought you into something too young, and then your body was trying to respond. So when children have sexual experiences too young, um, they don't, it's not about ethics and value and abuse for the child. It is not. It's really more about trying to figure out what being loved means, and sex gets mixed up in it if
Mm.
it's too young. You were really bonding with your sister at some level. And so the sexuality and sexual abuse, the way we would traditionally think of it, is not true for children. They have no idea. At 5, they have no idea.
Yeah.
So it's not like, because most sexual abuse is about control, or for adults with children, the adult is really sick, right? So it's in your ancestral field, and you and your sister were playing out something that's been there for 7 generations. And so to just reframe it for you, when I feel into it, it was an innocence of a child that was taken away. The innocence was taken away from you too young.
Mm.
And it's not about sexual abuse or you did something wrong or bad, because at that age, there was no way for you to know that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so that it really, sin has more to do with having the ability to make a value choice. And sin, I don't like that word. It doesn't work for me anymore. So it's the wrong word. But the guilt that you've been feeling, if you think about it, young children have no idea. They just don't.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It was just that still that one thought that I had that I knew what I was doing, and that's what brought this tremendous guilt. And
Yeah.
and like, before then everything was fine, and then all of a sudden after that it was like you said, loss of innocence. Like something
Yeah.
told me like I did something wrong and I'm gonna be punished, but just to know that like, and people have told me that, but I really felt when the masters said like you were lovers in a previous lifetime,
Yeah.
like I felt that, and it lifted that burden off. Like
Yeah. Oh, great.
this is being carried over, and I don't need to play that anymore. So to let
Yeah.
that go after 35 plus years, it's like yes,
So
yes,
good. So
yeah,
good.
yeah.
So, given that you're doing much better, but we all have lots of work, what kind of issue would you like to bring? What is your body kind of saying we should look at? And we can chat and it may just come up that way. So don't feel like it'll hit you like a bolt of lightning. It may not.
Yeah, I don't know. There's still so many more
Yeah.
uh, questions I have, but I don't know, in between sessions to like not do readings and maybe do some more like inner work or what have you.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Akashic Records readings, you probably don't need to do that often. I
Uh,
mean, unless there's a real burning questions you have. It's really, I think the strength of you doing work with me would be some of the some of the other stuff that I do. So I haven't felt into whether you have possessions, but I wouldn't be surprised. Um, and whether we can look at some of your family and see how the ancestors are actually affecting your current life. And then the third thing, and then there's actually four things. There's some still karma issues we didn't deal with, if I recall. We just kind of set them in a bubble, if I remember right. Um, there is ancestral field things that you're not ready to deal with. I'm just telling you, but you will have to eventually. And the somatic trauma work is probably the deepest work you can do. So if you want to do some deep work in terms of trauma sitting in your body, which I'm sure it is. So somatic trauma, I don't know if you know much about it, but somatic trauma is when, and much of it comes from early childhood, say up till 5 is usually where, or a little older. And it's when children get so overwhelmed, they can't process what's happening to them. So they stick it in their body, and the body nervous system holds it for them until they can process it.
Hmm.
And so some of the deepest patterns and triggers and reactions we have come from that period of time, and they're located in the body. And so we can do work to release that if you choose.
Yeah, because as you just said that, like I'm just been in the business very shortly of feeling and embracing what is. And so
Yeah,
for me, that's there's like obviously like still people in my life where I see um things that like trigger me, and then I realize obviously that's like something in me, like anger is a big one for me
yeah,
that that it's hard for me to embrace because all the stigmas around it. I
yeah,
express it, people are gonna leave
yeah,
me and all that stuff. So I feel like that might be helpful to see what's in the body and be able to really love embrace that, because that's kind of um, where I'm still having trouble. Being
yeah,
able to sit still and just embracing whatever arises.
yeah. And anger probably is a lot of anger comes when you can't express something that is an outrage, because children, sometimes adults do things to children that are an outrage to them. But because of the need to depend on these adults to survive, you learn very quickly you can't speak it. So you can't speak a truth, and so a lot of anger starts happening. Um, and you can't speak it, so it gets buried in the body and it's still there. So it seems like, so one of the ways to do somatic work is to kind of understand an issue. So let's look at, for example, anger. And let's just see, when you think of anger, or when that sort of memory or that feeling comes up, where do you hold it in your body?
My chest.
Okay. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to put you in a mild altered state. That's a little different than Akashic Records. And and if it's okay with you, I'm going to arrive over at your place. You'll energetically feel my present. And if it's okay with you, I want to also put my hand on your chest, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to arrive, if that's all right with you.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm going to arrive about 6 feet away. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put you in a mild altered state. So, and the way I do that is you need to be aware of your body. So what I'd like you to do is just feel yourself in the chair and feel how your body connects with the chair and how the chair supports you. You don't fall through the floor, it actually supports you. And then notice that if you put your mind down into the floor, how solid the floor is. The floor supports your chair, supports your body. And if you let your mind just drift down to the foundations of the building, notice how the foundations of the building support the floor and support the chair. And just allowing your mind to just drift deeper down to Mother Earth. Notice that the earth is underneath all the support, that we don't go flying off into space. We are held on the earth. We are supported and held. And it is with firmness but flexibility that the earth holds us. And so feeling the holding of the earth, the foundation, the floor, and the chair, all in support. And in your mind's eye, notice where the sun rises in the morning, what direction, and follow with your mind to where the sun sets in the west. And notice where there is south and where there is north. And you sit in the middle of this geographic compass here, October 18th on Thursday, April 18th on Thursday, in this time, in this place, in this dimension, in a way that nobody else can. And it is from this place of presence, you can travel to any time, any place, any dimension from this place. Every human can. And so it's from this place that I'm going to enter your room. I'm about 6 feet away. And can you tell me which side you would prefer me on, your right or your left?
My right.
Okay, that's what
I
I
just,
felt.
I still get the image of someone coming behind me.
Yeah, and so I'm actually coming to the front of you, okay? I'm
Okay.
coming to the front. Because I energetically can, even though your room may not seem like it has a space for me, it does. And so I'm not going to approach you from the back. And so I'm standing in front of you. Actually, I'm standing off to your right side and I'm about 3 feet away. So just kind of feel my presence. If you can't, that's okay, but I am at 3 feet. Your body can feel me there. And so I'm just going to come a little bit closer so that I can put my hand on your heart. So as I stand here, I'm about 2 feet away. Is that okay? How does your body feel with me standing? Oh, it's safe? Yeah, I'm not feeling a rejection by your body. Usually a body will tell me, get away. So what I'm going to do, if it's okay with you, I'm just going to put my hand right on your heart, like in your chest, but like by your heart. So it's just above your sternum is where I'm putting my hand. And then I'm going to put my hand in the back of your heart, if that's okay. So I have my hand in the front of your heart in the back. And what I'd like you to do is just notice what's happening in your chest. And just describe to me what you're noticing.
I'm just imagining your hand on my um on my chest, and there's like a light coming from your hand, like
Mm,
warm energy.
yeah. And your body doesn't have to do anything with it. Your body can choose to take the energy or not. I'm just offering it. I'm not pushing, I'm not pulling. I'm just offering, and your body can take what it needs. And so I'm just going to sit and offer that energy. I'm getting the picture of fire for some reason, like a burning. It feels like there's something burning. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's the heat of the anger. I don't know. But I'm seeing flames. And I'm seeing a little boy, I don't know, about 3, 4 years old. Can you tell me what was happening at that age? Do you have any memories of that age?
No, I do not.
Okay. So I'm just here holding the heart from the front and the back, offering support of the heart. So I'm seeing the lower heart. So they're going to show me. I see pictures, so I'm just going to tell you what I see. I'm seeing the lower, almost back of the heart is not soft. It's hard and it is stiff. If that makes sense. And so when I see a picture like this, it doesn't mean that physically that's true. It's energetically true. Does that make sense to you? Okay. So I'm just offering that part of your heart any kind of energy that it can use. And what are you noticing with your chest and your heart? What sensations are you sensing in your heart?
Um, I don't really have any sensations right now.
Okay, you don't have to. I'm just curious. The work happens whether you have a sensation or not. I'm getting at the bottom, like I said, sort of bottom in the back, kind of that place where it goes into a V in the heart, that there's a stiffness there. It's like it feels black and hard to me.
Yeah, as you're describing that, I'm like when you said in the back, I was like I could just feel like uncomfortableness, like something's wrong, like just this uneasiness that there's something seems to be wrong, when
Yeah.
you went in the back.
Something here is being held, and it's like it's frozen, so something is being held here. I'm just checking out what's being held here. Mm. So there's a being here in your heart. There's a possession. There's a being. You called this being in when you were 3 or 4 years old to help you because your heart hurt. I don't know if you were feeling very alone or very isolated. It just feels like your heart hurt, like you felt so alone and isolated. That's what's coming to me. And so you called for help because you were scared. It's like at night you were scared. You were all by yourself and very scared. It's 3, 4 years old is what I'm getting. And when you asked for help, this being came in to support the heart and to help you. Mm. So we have two options at this point. If you can sense this being and talk for it, that would be great. But if you can't, I can do that work too. So let me know if you can sense that there's something in the bottom, in the back of your heart, that is not you. You can say, show me what is not me in my heart. And see if you can sense it or feel it. If you can't, I know how to work with it, but just it's better if you can.
I feel scared and in fear. So
Yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah,
if you can help me.
yeah. So the afraid part is you're getting in touch with the emotion of why you called that in. Does that make sense? So, because you were very afraid, it was at night, and you asked for help, and a being came to help. They're not evil, it came to help. But the thing is now that you are awakening, you really don't need the help any longer. And we want to send this being back to where it belongs. So, since I don't know that you can channel the being, I don't know if you can you sense that there's a being there?
Um, I cannot. No.
Okay. So can you trust me to just kind of
Yeah,
have the being?
absolutely.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to speak to the being that's in the bottom of the heart. I asked it what its name is, and it says Sam I am, which is Dr. Seuss. This is kind of funny. It says Sam I am. I said, okay. So Sam, is what do you need? It's time for you to go. It's time for you to go and return home where you can hmm, where you can go on your own journey. Because Adam is at a place where he's ready to release this. You've been so wonderful to help. And so, Adam, I need you to say to Sam I am, thank you for coming to help me.
Thank you for coming to help me.
When I
I,
was so scared, you
when I,
came.
when I was so scared, you came to me,
And you came into my heart to give me comfort.
and you came into my heart to give me comfort,
And I am so grateful.
and I am so grateful.
Yeah. And Sam, I am. It is really time now for you to leave because I'm a man now and I can manage my own heart. I'm a man now, Sam, I am. And I'm not the little boy that needed the help. You need to say it out loud, sweetie.
Okay.
Spirits can't read your mind. That's the problem. We have mixed messages in our brains, so they don't know what we're thinking. So, really, when you deal with spirit, saying it out loud, I know it kind of gets weird, but saying it out loud makes a difference.
It's not that it's weird. It's almost this fear of like, uh, um, that I might not get the words right.
Yeah. And that's not true. Any word will be right. It's about
Okay.
saying gratitude and releasing. It's really what it's all about.
I am a man now, Sim. I am, and I'm grateful all that you have assisted me with.
Yeah.
But it's time for you to go now.
It's time for you to go home
It's time for you to go home now.
with all my gratitude for all that you've done for me.
With all the gratitude that you have done for me, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And so let me check in with Sam. So, Sam, it is now time for you to return home. Are you ready? Yes, he's ready, is what he's saying. And so, Sam, I'm going to open a portal for you, and I have some friends with me who can help you through the portal. Are you ready to go home? It's very simple. He's kind of scared because it feels like death to him. So, some of your fear of death is coming from this being also. And I'm just saying, no, this is where you This is where all your family is. This is where you get to move on your spiritual journey just as Adam is doing his. And so, Sam, I am, notice, look in the direction where you see the portal. It's light, and it's almost like a circular doorway. And if you notice, there's hands reaching down, Sam. And they're there to welcome you. So all you have to do is move toward the circles. And if you'll notice, there's a male and a female person, a spirit on either side of you that are more than you just take their hands. That's it. Take their hands and just walk toward the portal because you'll see family as you get closer. Yeah, just go toward the light. Yeah, and it's done. Let me put my hand back on your heart. Yeah, it's better. It's not as stiff. It was like a hard rock. So some of the stiffness has left the bottom of your heart, the back. Mm. And I'm just feeling the heart starting to soften in the back and the bottom. It's gaining like moisture because it was kind of desiccated and dried and hard. So I'm just offering your body whatever energy it needs. Not pushing, not pulling, just offering. Mm. Mother Mary's back. She's helping with the work. She's really strongly connected to you, Mother Mary is. It's amazing. She's dressed in the blue like your shirt, by the way. It's the same color that she's dressed in.
My 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 favorite color. Thank you, Mary.
Yeah, yeah. So she's asking me to move my hand out of the way. She's putting her hand on your chest in the front by where the heart is, and she's offering you some like golden light that's coming into the heart. So she has her hand lightly on your chest. I have my hand on the back of your heart. But she has her hand lightly on your chest, and she's offering this golden light is kind of streaming from her hand into the heart. She's saying, I know, dear son, how hard it's been. I know how much pain you've been holding in your heart, dear one. Feel the light of my grace and love entering into your heart. And there's this light kind of stream that's streaming out of her hand into your heart. And imagine this divine light, how it's surrounding the heart and how it's giving it life, how it's transmuting pain in your heart. She's saying, it is time to open your heart and not be afraid. It is time to open your heart and not be afraid. It is time to open your heart and not be
Be
afraid.
afraid.
Not be afraid. And all the things that happen to hurt the heart, They're being lifted by Mother Mary. Normally this doesn't occur, but she wants to lift this pain out of the heart. You have suffered long enough. You cannot do your work that you've been called to do unless you open your heart. I call on you, dear son, to open your heart and receive this light. Receive this divine healing light. Allow your heart to open and to receive. There's nothing you have to do, just allow yourself to be open and receive this light, this divine light. And all the pain and sorrow and despair will begin to just fall away, almost like it's coming out of your feet. And this darker, heavier energy is just flowing from the heart down into your legs and out your feet. It's like it's draining out. You know how you do siphoning gas, is what they're showing me? So it's like that the darker energy from the heart is draining out through your legs and feet and into Mother Earth. Mother Earth can receive it. And notice that your heart is slowly filling. We're not doing this fast. We have all the time you need. Just going to allow the heart to receive what it needs. She's just bringing it in slowly. She's not pushing a whole lot of energy. It's coming in just slowly and gently, like a mother would do. It's as if she's cradling you. It feels like she's cradling you against her breast, like a baby almost. And she's got her hand on your heart and she's saying, rest, rest. Yeah, rest. I'm here. I bring you grace and I bring you healing. It's just like she's holding your head. It's almost like your right ear is against her left breast. And she's cradling you with her left arm, and she's got her right hand on your heart, and she's just offering this healing energy. It looks to me like golden light. And it's just surrounding the heart. And the heart can say no, or it can say yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she's offering it to the heart. There's no evil in your heart, she's telling me. She said, there's so much pain in this heart. And she's just offering it healing. That your heart can be full and you can feel safe to open that big heart of yours. She says, we have much to do, my son. She's going to be one of the main spirits that you'll be using to do healing work. Whatever that means for you, you're going to be working with people in some way, and she's your partner. You just, whenever you're going to do something, you can say, Mother Mary, please be present. I call on you to help. And she comes. And she's still filling the heart, so I'm just waiting. Archangel Michael is standing behind you. He's protecting your back. So know that nothing can come up on your back without protection. He's telling me he's always there protecting you. He's got his wings spread. The oddest thing has just happened. A unicorn has shown up. Not sure why it's here. Oh, he's saying, I'm bringing magic into your life. He said, I'm one of the spirits that walk with Adam. I'm a magical being, and so is he. I bring magic. Hmm. What you think is gone and lost and dead and not possible, he brings to you magic.
Thank
It's a he. He's standing on your left side. So
you.
Michael's behind you.
Does does this friend have a name?
The unicorn. Let me see. He's tossing his head. I'm just waiting for it to tell me who he is. You know how horses kind of toss their head? He's pretty proud of himself. Who are you? Adonis, he says. They call me Adonis because I'm so beautiful.
Adonis.
Adonis, yes. He said, I'm so beautiful. He says, I bring magic and beauty to Adam.
Thank you, Adonis.
Yeah. Yeah. He's always with you, he said. You just have to call him. He's there. And Mary's still filling the heart, so I'm just waiting for her to fill the heart. I'm just telling you other spirit guides are showing up. I'm just letting you know who's showing up. So your spirit guides have an easier time connecting with you as your heart is opening and you don't feel so frightened. They're all starting to stand in support. It's beautiful. Mary Magdalene just showed up. I'm so surprised. Do you have a connection with Mary Magdalene?
Um, yeah, probably. I think the past um, couple months, and I just actually got a picture of her and been really um, loving her relationship with Yeshua. So I've been feeling her energy more and more.
Yeah. Oh, and there's some release going on. So your vagus nerve is starting to release, which is good. As the heart is filling, the nervous system is releasing. Mm. And Mary's still filling the heart. So we're just going to sit and wait until she's done. Magdalene says that you need to make a connection, that you need to reach out and make a connection with her. And I'm asking her how you do that. So just a minute. I'm waiting for the answer. I haven't gotten it yet. So, oh, so there's this. I'm not sure what this means, so I'll tell you what I'm seeing. She's telling me that the connection between you and her is like a marriage in the sense that she will walk by your side as you do your work. And there will be like an intimacy of connection. In other words, you'll be able to sense her and hear her and feel her around you. Oh, she says it's not, it's, your nervous system isn't quite ready for it, she said, but that is where your relationship is going, if that makes sense. And to connect with her, she's saying, what? So you got homework. So for 21 days, you need to put a picture or something with Mary Magdalene. And if you don't have that, you can write it on a piece of paper. And every day you light a candle and you say, I call on you, Mary Magdalene, as my partner in this special relationship, or whatever words come to you. And it doesn't have to be long, but you call her in and ask for her help. And you do that for 21 days. And each day, her presence and your connection with her will be stronger. And it's this relationship, along with Mary, these two Marys are going to be your spirit guides in healing, the healing work you do. But they're different. So Mary's like the mother, and Mother Mary's like the mother, nurturing and bringing that energy to clients if you work with people. And Mary Magdalene is like the wife, the helpmate. If can you I don't know if you just can feel the difference in the energies, but they're both there offering something different. Michael's in the back just protecting. So he stands at your back, you're protected from the back. Michael's telling me that eventually you will fly with him. You will just fly to places. He'll just take you. Hmm. Mother Mary's still filling the heart. So I'm just holding the heart. I'm just waiting till she's done. She says, I'm not done yet. I said, no hurry. We have plenty of time. You should, I don't know if you're feeling this, but you could be having a sensation of warmth in the chest, some kind of warmth, and maybe an easing in the chest. I don't know how you're feeling. It may take a while for you to feel this. So if you don't, there's nothing wrong that you're doing. It's just she's doing it very slowly and gently. She's not pouring energy in. Otherwise, you really disturb the heart if you go too fast. So she's just very gently putting energy into the heart and allowing the cells to feel this divine light that's healing and opening, where you'll start to feel like almost your chest kind of expand a little bit, and know that you will feel sort of this less fear and more of an openness to life. Mm. She's saying to me that part of this light is she's planting some seeds in the heart that can blossom into something. So She's also leaving some seeds in the heart. I'm waiting for, I'll let you know when it's done. It's not done yet. And what are you noticing, Adam?
My my left hip is hurting me.
Okay. So if it's all right, I'm on your right side, but if I can come around to your left, is that all right?
Yes, please.
I'm just going to put my hand on your hip, okay?
Okay.
Mary's got her hand on your heart, so she's taking over heart duty. And so I'm just going to come around to your left hip and just offer energy. Not pushing, not pulling, just offer. Let me see what's going on there. Did you do something with your hip when you were around 10? I'm getting 10 years. I'm not sure if it's correct.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So I'm just going to ask that the energy slow down. We'll just slow down. You don't have to be in this much pain. Something's,
It's not Mother Mary. This has been happening for the past um couple years. It just comes and goes.
yeah,
Every
and I'm just
every.
trying to get at the source of it because something's coming out. This isn't to do with Mother Mary. I'm just got my hand on your hip. There's two things going on. Mary's just doing the heart. That's all she's here for today. I'm putting my hand on your left hip and just trying to get at, and just know we're releasing something out of the hip and that we don't have to do it quite so fast so it isn't so painful. Just slowing it down just a bit so it's not so painful. I'm getting something happened at 10 related to your hip. I don't know what that means. I'm not getting a picture of what happened, so I can't tell you, but I'm getting the age 10. So what was happening in your life at age 10? Do you remember?
Um,
You getting any pictures or anything? If you're not, that's okay. I'm not trying to rush you. I'm just trying to see, be
just
surprised.
soccer. I was playing soccer and baseball, but soccer was my love. That's what I played the most in sports is soccer.
Oh,
Um,
so there's some trauma related inside the hip. Something's in the hip. Oh, oh. So I'm seeing another being in the hip. So do you mind if I talk to this being?
yes, please.
Okay, it looks like a snake to me. It's got like and it's coiled around inside your left hip. And you called it in at 10. So I'm not sure why. What it was supporting, it's not clear to me. Let me see if I can. The snake is telling me its name is Simon. Oh. So how long have you been having this hip issue? Do you have any recollection? You may not. I'm just curious.
Probably uh, maybe since I've been maybe past 15 years or so
Okay.
after my injury,
Okay.
after I was in the wheelchair.
Yeah. Well, this being first came when you were 10. And it's further embedded itself because of your accident, because it feels like it's supporting your hip. So do you want this being to stay, or are you ready for it to go?
I would like it to go.
Okay. So what I'd like you to say to Simon, thank you so much for coming to help when I called.
Thank you so much, Simon, for coming when I needed your help.
Yeah. But I am now a man.
I am now a man,
Yeah. And I'm awakening.
and I am awakening,
And I would like to free you to go home.
and I would like to free you to go home.
Yeah. I release you, Simon,
I release you, Simon,
with all my gratitude for your help for so many years.
with all my gratitude and love for all these years. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much. And Simon, are you ready to go? And Simon is ready to go. So I have a couple of spirit guides that help me. So, Simon, on your right and on your left, there is two guides that can take you home, where you can go on your own journey with so much gratitude from Adam. Yeah, just just allow them to touch you because they can guide you into the portal. Do you see the portal? Okay. Now look and see. There's family on the other side. Do you see? Yes. Just you are released to go at your own pace. Yeah, you're released to go. You don't have to be afraid. It's family. Okay. He has left. How is your hip doing?
Um, it's no pain. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And what I'd like you to do now is to imagine divine light, golden divine light, coming and filling your hip. Mother Mary's taking her other hand. She still has one on your heart. She's almost done with the heart, but she's putting her hand on your hip and just she's filling your hip with divine light. That's like it's like warm honey. It has that a little bit of a consistency, but it's warm and it's that golden color, and it's just filling and coating the hip. And just allow and see how that honey light from Mary is filling your hip. And this honey has the most amazing ability to pick up any residue that's left and change it into honey light. It's taking all of that space and making it sacred. It's like honey light coating the entire hip. And honey, what it does is it reduces inflammation and it brings health to the hip. Yeah. And the heart is done. Mother Mary said that's enough for today. I said, okay. But she still has her hand on your hip, just filling the hip full of golden honey light. There's no residue left of Simon. Simon has gone home. Sam I am has gone home, and your heart and your hip are filled with golden, divine honey light, the kind that coats and is warm and soothing and healing. And so, how's the heart feeling? How's the chest feeling?
Softer, more open.
Yeah. So, Mary's telling me that the light that she's poured into the heart will keep on working for 3 days. And so you'll feel your heart kind of expanding a little bit more each day and feeling a little bit more open and a little warmer. So there isn't so much coldness in the heart. And the coldness, it comes from the heart being shut down from pain. So the heart is just going to feel more open and more connected to other people. You'll feel yourself feeling that connection better between you and someone else. But it's just going to kind of work for 3 days, is what she's saying. So you'll continue to feel the infilling of this light in the heart, is what she's telling me. And the hip feels pretty clear to me. And the light will start coming in and clear, soothing the hip. It'll take a few days to really feel soothed. But there was a big snake and it looked like a big boa was twisted around your hip. Yeah. Hmm. So how are you doing, Anna?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot more softer and open.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see it in your face and your eyes. And so what I'd like you to do, because we're coming close to time, what I'd like you to do, I'm in no rush, so we're not going to rush out. But what I'd like you to do is start feeling your body fully in the chair. Notice yourself here and now on Thursday, 19th of April. We are here and now today. And I want to thank Mary
Thank
and
you, Mary.
Michael and Magdalene for coming. And of course, Adonis, who says, "Don't forget me."
Yes, Adonis. Thank you.
And so I'm going to take my hand off of your hip and off the back of your heart and allow you just to feel yourself fully in your chair, here and now. Hmm. Do you have any questions for me?
Um, when you say like the beings, like Simon and they're not guys, they're just helpers when we need them.
Right. So, what happens with possession, what normally we've been taught in the Christian tradition, is that possession is usually by evil beings, right? That's normally what we've learned in the past. But in reality, possession, I would say when I deal with possession, 80% of it comes from young childhood when children are scared or need help. And a being will come and help and stay and help. And they don't leave until you release them.
But
And there comes a time when they need to go home for their own spiritual openness and growth and for your own. It was taking up space in your hip. That's why I hurt.
hmm. So it really doesn't like it affects you negatively in the sense that when you get older, per se, you're not able to you're adult now, right? So like it's hindering your
Yeah,
growth
it's
and all.
hindering your spiritual growth, and most of the time they don't start showing up. They'll show up in a couple of ways. Sometimes they show up in disease because they no longer serve well there. They served well as a child, but as an adult, you can now manage your own issues in your own body,
Mm,
but yet they don't know that.
mm,
So when they start showing up, usually it's when we start awakening and notice what's in our body and not dismiss it.
So these beings can be anything, all types of anything you can imagine.
Anything you can imagine, yeah. And
Okay.
because children have the power to travel dimensions and time, so they pick up beings from various places. The other place that possession comes from is dramatic life events. So I would not be surprised if in our work we find something that's happened in your accident, because that's when. So beings come into human possession comes often under life events, big life events that are so overwhelming that we call out for help. And oftentimes, when we're scared of death as adults, we call in help and it comes. The third way, in the heart, the ones that are probably the darker spirits come with addiction. So, with alcoholism and drug use, that kind of thing, oftentimes beings that hang out where drugs are sold or where drinks, at bars, that kind of stuff. There's a lot of, um, um, and those usually are human spirits that have died that have not left. And they're looking for a host. That's a different thing. They're not helping.
Mm,
They're
okay.
trying.
So,
They're finding a home.
okay.
So they're a little bit darker energies because they haven't been willing to leave and go on in their own spiritual path. They're like ghosts. Right? They're
Mm,
like ghosts. And they usually show up as adults. The darker ones are with addictions because addictions put holes into your natural. You have an energy field that's natural around you that protects you, and drug use and alcoholism punches holes into the energy field, and you're just open to whatever's around you.
uh, oh,
But childhood ones don't work that way. Childhood ones are there supporting the being. They've been called into.
yeah, 'cause it's almost like you're more consciously bringing those in when you're a
Yeah,
child versus when you're having addiction. Maybe I don't know. That's just what came
yeah,
to
yeah.
mind.
No addict or alcoholic calls in spirits. They have holes in their protective system and ghosts come in. And so that's more of a traditional sense of possession in that it's darker energy.
Perfect. Well, I
Yeah.
just yeah, this has been tremendously helpful, and I can just I literally just got a Mary Magdalene picture like 4 days ago. I ordered on Etsy, so
Yay!
it's perfect that you're like it's just confirmation that like what's been coming through into my life, you're they're bringing confirmation through you,
Yeah, yeah.
and so it's
And so
just
21 days with Mary Magdalene.
so I should get a candle then.
Yeah,
I don't
or
have
you can or electronic candle, some kind of way of honoring. If it's not light, you can honor with water or one of the elements, however you feel called. Usually light's the easiest, but you want to bring her to mind in the morning or at night or both times and say, I want to teach me how to connect to you. I know you're here. Teach me how to connect to you. And say it out loud. And it doesn't matter if people think you're crazy.
uh, yeah, it's you gave me permission by because I was like there's still this fear of saying the right words and just and it doesn't matter if it comes from the heart. It comes
It's
from the
it
heart.
only yeah, you're absolutely right. The only thing is it comes from the heart, not the head. And so you say it from the heart. So it doesn't matter what the words are because in the heart, the intention is clear.
Yeah.
And so, I give you examples of words because it makes it a little easier, but you can say whatever feels right.
Okay.
21 days,
21 days.
21 days. And all this kind of gas that's coming up and stuff is your vagus nerve is releasing
Hmm.
because the heart was pretty bound up. There's probably more work in the heart, but Mother Mary says leave it alone for a while.
I've noticed that the past couple months
Yeah.
where it's in my throat, it makes that like releasing, and I don't know what it was. And
Yeah.
now it's like not even like I don't even feel it. It feels like it's like the first time I'm just like I don't know. Before we met, I was just dragging and tired and and now I'm just full of life and energized. So it's just yeah.
So grateful. It's an
I'm
honor and a privilege. It's such an honor and a privilege.
likewise,
Yeah.
likewise.
And give
And
yourself a little chance to, well, I love seeing you, but you might want to at least wait a week or 2 weeks before you make another appointment just to give yourself a chance to integrate these big movements.
okay,
So whenever you feel it's right again, then go ahead and make an appointment. You don't want more than one a week for sure, and you might want to do it once every 2 weeks. It just depends on how you can integrate. I don't want to overwhelm your system.
I don't think you will, at least not
Okay,
yet.
okay.
If you can look into the PayPal, if you're able to, I don't know if you can.
Yeah, the best way for me to do PayPal now, my daughter said, so my daughter is works for NIH and she's one of their senior webmasters. She does content and infrastructure and all that kind of stuff. And so she's my tech person. And so she said there's a way to hook up PayPal. And so I don't know that she'll get it till this weekend, but as soon as it's hooked up, I'll let you know. So what we can do is we personally can make appointments and then I can bill you through PayPal until it's up and running.
Okay,
I'm perfectly comfortable with you. You can go on, look at my schedule if you want, or you can just let me know days and times that you have available, and then I'll look on my schedule and say, okay, we'll do it this time. And then after our session's over, I'll just like I did before, request a payment.
okay. But this
So we
one,
can that's
okay.
fine with me.
But this one you did receive my payment, correct?
I did,
Right?
it was perfect.
Oh,
You did it
okay,
perfect.
okay. Yeah, I'll look at your schedule when it in a couple days, and then we can
Okay.
just um we can go from there.
And if anything gets overwhelming or you have questions or you are feeling, so you really need to try to drink a lot of water if you can, just because it helps to flush the energy that's being released out. Because you've been even in 2 sessions, you've made really big energy shifts.
Yeah.
And so to be kind to your body.
No, I've been waiting for this for like a long time, and it just seems like the times in between we've met have been really, really intense. And then when we meet, it's like, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock and roll. So that's why I'm eager and hungry, and obviously say like you have to just wait some time to integrate, but I'm just like I'm hungry for this. I feel like this is to have the living feeling experience in your body and in your just around you. I felt you. I felt Mother Mary. It felt more real than ever, like anything I could ever imagine. And for that, I just yeah, thank you.
Such an honor. Because she's very much wants to communicate with you. So you'll feel her as we do the work and as you get used to it, you'll feel her more and more around you even without me. And you will be working with her, she said. So the two Marys are there and Adonis is there. And I'm going, well, is there a male one there? And Michael said, well, I'm male.
Well, Adonis was male too.
Adonis is male, yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
thinking more of a, but
Masculine.
Adonis is shaking his head. I mean, you know how horses go like this? What he's doing? Hey, wait. He's white. He's beautiful. He's absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful.
Sometime if you'll at some point you'll find a unicorn. You'll just see it and you go, oh, there he is, and you can put it on your altar. Buy it and put it on your altar, but not until you see it. And don't go looking for it. It'll show itself.
Oh, show itself. Okay.
Yeah, he's there. He's there all the time. But you'll have a. It'll happen really weird. Like someone gives you a unicorn, or you're in a place where you wouldn't expect it, and it shows up in a search, or like you're not searching for it, and there it is. It'll be what he's telling me. It'll be an odd circumstance where you'll see a representation of him, and you'll know it's him. He said,
Wonderful.
I can see him clearly. So he said, yeah, he's going to need some representation for a while. I said, he'll know. I'll bring it to him.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All right.
So I'd like to call the blessing field down before we leave. So
Okay.
I call the blessing field for Adam Shapiro. And it comes in as like a soft fog, mystical, warm, and comforting, with some mystery. And that he may be filled with love and light, joy and peace. And may his spiritual life become clearer and clearer until we meet again. And so it is.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And
Thank you, my
so it
friend.
is.
Thank you. Thank you. Until
You
next
are
time.
so very welcome. You take care of
All
yourself.
right. You too.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye.